President Biden gave brief remarks on diplomatic efforts to try and thwart a possible invasion of Ukraine from Russia. Russia has said it's moving some of its troops back from home base, but that still needs to be verified. The president also acknowledged that the ongoing crisis could have an impact on energy prices here at home.
Invading Ukraine will prove to be a self-inflicted wound. The United States and our allies and partners will respond decisively.
President Joe Biden spoke for about 10 minutes this afternoon, reiterating the United States remains open to working with its NATO allies on what they call multiple diplomatic off-ramps offered to Russia.
I spoke again with President Putin to make clear that we are ready to keep pursuing high-level diplomacy, to reach written understandings among Russia, the United States, and the nations of Europe to address legitimate security concerns.
The White House and its NATO allies say it's still possible an invasion could happen anytime this week, but the president emphasized the United States and its partners are not interested in conflict.
The United States and NATO are not a threat to Russia. Neither the U.S. nor NATO have missiles in Ukraine. We do not have plans to put them there as well.
Putin said on Tuesday that some of its troops are returning to home base, although Russia has not given much detail on the number of troops returning or where exactly they were stationed. Reports indicate Russia had as many as 150,000 troops along its western border with Ukraine and towards Belarus, while also conducting military drills nearby.
We have not yet verified the Russian military units are returning to their home bases. Indeed, our analysts indicate that they remain very much in a threatening position.
And here at home, the threat of invasion could have an impact on gas pumps.
I will not pretend this will be painless. There could be impact on our energy prices. We're prepared to deploy all the tools and authority at our disposal to provide relief at the gas pump.
While still seeking a diplomatic resolution with Russia, the president strongly reiterated that they are prepared for any scenario that arises, including possibly implementing economic sanctions. The goal for the White House at this point is to continuing offering aid to Ukraine in the form of training, supplies, and bolstering NATO's eastern borders. Live in the newsroom, Pedro Vera, KTLA 5 News.
All right.